SANDHAN. All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.
Namaskar. Good evening, all my language lovers. I am Dr. Rupal Mankar. I am going to share my views today about developing vocabulary. See, first of all, let's know about ourselves. We are human beings and we live in society. Our basic need is sharing. We are just living to share our emotions, to share our ideas, and to share our feelings. Language is a very good medium through which we can share our ideas and we can interchange our emotions and we can get feelings. So in our life, I won't be wrong if I say that language and life is two sides of the same coin. Life is there only because of language. So you are the language lovers and you are going to learn language. A very essential part of language learning about which we are going to talk today is vocabulary. In simple words, if we say vocabulary is nothing but knowledge of words. Why should we learn language? First of all, let me clear the thing. We should learn language. Why? Because we want to exchange our ideas. We want to become more intelligible to other people. We want to get knowledge. We want to enrich our views. And for that, we need to be with the society. So language is out and out a social skill. And this language is also very essential to create or to keep our emotional bond intact. So we should learn language. Now it's very clear we all are eager to learn language. What is the function of language? Let's see. Functions of language is receiving and producing. We receive something from others and we produce something for others. So these are the two major functions of language. But when we talk about the functions, as a language learners, we should try to develop 4 basic skills. Here on the screen you can see language has 4 basic skills. One is listening, very first one, basic skill. Another is speaking, then reading and writing. In short, it is called LSRW. Now, listening is the very first and very essential skill. If one cannot listen, cannot speak, we know it very well. It is a proven thing, right? But if we listen properly, then and then only it is possible for us to speak. Similarly, if we identify the written symbols, we can read and afterwards we can produce our language by writing. So these 4 basic skills are very essential to be developed. Now, see, keeping in view these 4 basic skills, what are the objectives of learning a language? See, we are here to communicate. We communicate with each other. We share our ideas with each other through communication and through language. To get information, we use language. To exchange our new ideas or to get new ideas, innovative ideas, we need language. Similarly, to preserve our culture and tradition, we require language. You know that language is out and out a cultural phenomenon because it varies from culture to culture. Then we also try to fulfill our various needs. It may be psychological or maybe other. So we can fulfill our needs through language. And definitely it is well said that life without emotion is life without motion. So we are emotional beings, and so it is our basic need that we want to share our emotions. We want to give shape to our emotions, and without sharing we cannot shape our emotions or we cannot express our emotions. And that's why the objective of learning a language is to fulfill our emotional need. Then it gives a very good outlet to our emotions. And if you want to grow intellectually, you need to learn language. As we know, English is a global language, it's a link language, and it's a library language also. It is a language of science and technology. So we need to learn English for the sake of such things. Now, we should know about the characteristics of language. When we talk about any language, we know that each language is a product of society. So first of all, it is a social phenomenon. Language is out and out a creation of society, and that's why it varies from the society to society. Next, it has strong bond with culture. See, we are Indian people and we are much familiar with the terms of Gita and Mahabharata and all. But if we go to the Western countries, we are not familiar with the terms of Bible and all because the culture is very different. Similarly, it is an arbitrary system. What is arbitrary system means? Arbitrary system is the system which is created by human being. In a language, you can say that, suppose take an example of Gujarati. Gujarati is the language created by the people of Gujarat. So it is decided and accepted by the people of Gujarat to speak Gujarati and to receive the symbols of Gujarati. So this is how it is an arbitrary system. Similarly, lastly, one of the characteristics and about which we are going to share our ideas today is language is a symbolic system. What are the words? Words are nothing but symbols. Suppose you take an instance of this pen. A mass of people decided the shape and the working of such instrument is to be called as pen, then it will be called as pen. So the particular shape was given a symbol of pen, and arbitrarily afterwards a mass of people decided to call this a pen, and that's why this shape was given a symbol, a word, that is pen. So this is the symbolic system. So these are the characteristics of language. Now we talk about the various skills of language. Again, I am repeating, there are 4 basic skills: listening, speaking, reading and writing. Now, if you want to listen something, what are you listening, friends? You are listening words. When you are trying to speak something, what are you imitating and what are you speaking? What are you using? You are using symbols which are called words. Similarly, when you are writing something or you are reading something, you are decoding and you are encoding words, the symbols. So, words are the root of these four basic skills. We have to enrich our vocabulary, that is the word power, if we want to develop these four basic skills. This is very essential. Without words, we cannot develop, we cannot enrich our language. See, can we say that the words are the basic unit of any language? Words, vocabulary, text, everything, sounds also, which interprets various symbols. So, words are the basic unit of any language. Now, it is very obvious that we should try to develop vocabulary power. We should try to develop our words and power of getting new words. How? What to do? The main question is always there in front of us. Again, we have theory, we are here only to learn a language. You will say that we are here to learn a language. See, we know the theory that people are always saying that language is a part of it's a question of imitation, and through imitation we can learn language, and we should read more and more, we should listen more and more. So all is there in the theory. But what is there in the practice? What should we do as a learner of language? Very first thing, you should have, or we should have, interest in language. Any language, when you start learning, you should take interest in it. When you will take interest, you will be attracted from every side of language. The sounds will attract you, the intonation pattern will attract you, you will be attracted by the pronunciation, types of style of pronunciations, and you will be attracted by the various words itself. So, first of all, we should try to take interest in a language. Once we'll start taking interest in learning a language, definitely we'll start loving it. So, secondly, love the language. Then, think about the importance of the language. How it is important. How the language is important in our life. Why do we learn a language? What are the objectives? How it will be helpful to me? How it will help me to know others? How it will be helpful to me to get understood by others? So this is how you should think about its importance. Say for example, English language. Again, it's a link language. If I'll know English, I'll be able to master other languages. I'll be able to get knowledge of various fields. So this is how you should know about the importance of the language which is to be learnt. Then, always be confident. Here we are lacking. We think that it is not my cup of tea. I will not be able to do this. I cannot develop my vocabulary. I cannot speak well. So this cannot should be forgotten. And you should say to yourself that yes, I can. I will be able to do this. So try to be more and more confident. Then, when we say about the language, we know very well that language is nothing but practice. We have to practice language. If we want to master language, we have to practice it. And when we want to practice anything, we have to be very active. The more you use language, the more you master it. And that's why be active in learning language, using language. As we know, ultimate aim of language learning is nothing but rich production. If we can produce a very rich language, we can say that we have learnt a language. So, this is how we should be active enough in learning language. And lastly, what should we do? We should keep on trying always. Never to be frustrated. Because language learning, it is not that easy. Because especially when we are talking about English is not everywhere in our culture. And that's why it is very essential that we should keep on trying and trying. So this is how we should first of all love language. We should take interest in it. Then we should think about the importance. Then we should be always active in our working process. And lastly, we should try to keep trying on it. Okay. Here, apart from all this, I would like to share my views about the inner process. My scope students, you should know that what process goes on when we learn a new word or a new vocabulary item. See, first of all, what happens? Any new item, when it comes to us, we just look at the word. So when we look at the word, that word will be a new